What's going on, guys? This is Shinsen, and we just got some new cards, and I have no idea what the hell this set is, but let's get right into it as soon as you smash the like and subscribe button. So the first card is Miracle Ejector, level 3 Earth Spellcaster, 400 attack and defense. Reminds me of a card that already exists. Hold on a second. Yeah, there you go. Card Ejector. Revamp of it as an elemental hero card, so it's always treated as an E-hero. You can only use the first, second, and third effect once per turn. It's interesting how it's not a warrior, but obviously it had to not be a warrior. Okay, so you can send a Neo-Spatial monster from your deck to the grave as a cost. Special summon this card from your hand. So that's kind of like a Mathematics Circular. And if this card is no more a special summon, you can add a spell trap that mentions an elemental hero monstrous card name from your deck to your hand. No, that is quite literally circular. That's absolutely crazy, and it doesn't lock you under anything. Very interesting. However, you can't really search too much with this card's effect. Not that many good spells and traps mention an elemental hero monstrous card name. I mean, elemental hero Neos. Yeah, that one is definitely mentioned in a lot of like spells and traps. But apart from that, I mean, you're not searching much of anything, really. Yeah, Neos, Fusion, Instinct. Yeah, okay, a lot of cards that you're not playing, most likely. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. I have no idea. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there has to be like a good one that you can play. You can search next. Favorite Contact. Oh, there we go. Actually, Favorite Contact is a real card. Yeah, that one definitely mentions Neos. And it is a card that you're probably already playing in your deck so that you can summon the Shining Flame Wingman Neos guy to destroy a bunch of cards. Alright, cool. I mean, I'll definitely take it. I will absolutely take it. Obviously, it would have been better if it was a warrior, but I'm still going to take it. I don't believe there's any Neo-Spatial monsters that trigger when they're sent to the grave, or as a, you know, maybe they have like an ignition effect in the grave, so you're not sending Mathematics Sigma. It's not the same, but still. Anyways, if this card is sent to the grave, you can target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. Sure, yeah, okay, cool, that's decent. It's not insane, but it's fine. So, I mean, pretty much everything about this card is cool. I definitely do think it's a nice card, and I'm not really sure if hero players are really going to be super happy with it, but I think it's nice, so yeah. Anyways, we're going into the next new cards. So the first one is Fallen Cheetah. Level 3 Fire Beast. Cannot be tributed or used as betrayal for Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link Summon. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field while this monster is on the field, you can target one of them, switch control of it and discard, but that monster cannot be tributed or used as Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link Summon while this monster is on the field. This is actually really interesting, because it can switch over and over, no? Yeah, because now, hold on a second. Yeah, it's swapping, this is so weird, and it's not once per turn. So it's just gonna keep switching, like, fields over and over. It's never gonna stop, right? If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field. Yeah, but then again, like, you would have to, like, summon on your opponent's turn, so it doesn't really make too much sense. Very interesting card. I mean, it's not a good one. You're definitely not playing this, but yeah, we don't see cards with these kinds of effects all the time. So yeah, alright. This would have been nice against Kashtira, though. Normal summon this, pass turn, special summon a Kashtira, switch this and the opponent's cash, and then you got a cash, and then your opponent has a monster that just blocks everything, and he can't link it off, can't do anything. So he has to crash, which is actually very doable. Okay, so this card is Blackjack, the Shadow Armored Knight. Level 10 Dark Warrior Synchro, 0/0, generic, cannot be destroyed by battle, who cares? Each time a card or cards is placed in your opponent's spell and trap zone, excavate cards from the top of your deck until you excavate a monster and equip it to this card. Also place the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. Gains attack and defense equal to the total levels of the monsters equipped to this card multiplied by 300. Oh my god, but it starts at 0. So you would have to wait until your opponent places cards in the spell and trap zone. Obviously, you can set back row. So against the trap deck, that's fine. You know, you summon this, and then your opponent goes, set 1, okay, effect, excavate a monster, you gain freaking 3,000 or something, and then you just keep doing it over and over. But if the total levels of the monster equipped to this card are more than 21, destroy it. So this card can get to 6,000 attack and defense, but, I mean, technically, it can be 21. Yeah, of course, yeah, Blackjack. So it makes sense, you just have to now bust. Hey, oh, okay, I just realized it. I was like, yeah, we just got, you know, like a Jaden card, and then this is what's supposed to be like a Jack card, Jack Atlas, but I was tunnel visioning. This has nothing to do with him. Yeah, this is because, you know, like the other Blackjack card, it's really just a pun on, I mean, more like it's Blackjack, but yeah, this is literally how the game of Blackjack works. Yeah, just don't go over 21. Super unique. I definitely like how this card is It's just designed, but obviously it's not a good card. It's just a really cute and funny card. Anyways, Pear, Bear... No, yeah. Pear, Bear, Scare. Okay, try to say that 20 times fast. Quickly spell, you can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn, and the second effect is once per duel. Okay, your opponent can reveal one Pear, Bear, Scare in their hand or deck, and if they do, each player gains 2,000 life points. Otherwise, destroy one monster your opponent controls. Interesting. Okay. So, this is a quickly spell that can destroy a monster, and it doesn't target. It's kind of like Offerings to the Doomed. Is it Offerings? But yeah, that one skips your next draw phase. Otherwise, it would have been a pretty good card. But then again, there is the Fallen and the Virtuous, which you can play instead of playing something like this. That is a little too gimmicky. And also, it has a negative effect. If this card is sent from the field to the grave, add this card to your opponent's hand. So if you're playing 3 copies of this, it's fine, because you're destroying something your opponent has, and then you're giving this to your opponent. But then if your opponent tries to use against you, you can reveal your other copies of Pear, Bear, Scare, so that both players gain 2,000 life points, instead of letting your opponent destroy one of your monsters. However, your opponent could also just use this as discard fodder. So, is it really, really good? And also, if your opponent plays the card in the first place, this card's doing nothing. Literally nothing at all. So, I don't know, I'm not a really big fan of it. I think it's just not as good as the Fallen and the Virtuous if you want to just splash in your deck. However, you don't need to dedicate any extra deck space for it, so I guess that's the only positive thing that I can say. Everything else is... Nah. All you're doing is destroying a monster your opponent controls. Everything else is just gimmicks and drawbacks, really. So, yeah. Anyways, Early Palm gets the win. Continuous spell. Gotta hate to see those kinds of cards. Once per turn, when an attack is declared involving your monster, you can roll a 6-sided die. That's why I said that. And apply this effect to your battling monster based on the result. This is basically just another battle trap. Until the end of this turn, if you activated this effect during a battle involving 2 monsters on the same column, choose which effect to apply without rolling a die. Okay, so there's less RNG, but then again, you're going second, so it still sucks. 1 or 4, the first time it would be destroyed by battle by a card effect, it is now destroyed. Garbage. It loses 500, and it's also unaffected by spells and traps. Garbage, it gains 1,000 attack. Also, it can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. It's just garbage. It's just everything about this card is just shit. It's absolute dog shit. Okay, Ebisu, Shinsen, Matsuri, trap card, continuous. Okay, once per chain, if an effect mounts to a special summon, you can target one of them. Special summon one Shinsei token to its controller's opponent's field and defense. Alright, at the start of the battle phase, you can destroy this card and as many tokens on the field as possible. If you do special summon one Ebisu token, and its attack and defense become the number of tokens destroyed by this effect multiplied by 700. Dog shit. Okay, so this card sucks. This card sucks. This card is not great. It doesn't suck though. This card, it's gimmicky. It's not trash, but it's definitely not good. And then, yeah, this card is very gimmicky. And this card's alright, you know? But definitely not the best cards I've reviewed, for sure. But yeah, you guys let me know how you feel about them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.